I think she's upset with it.
I sent all my stuff, I sent questions to him on Saturday or Friday. We were down in the office.
I called up all day.
Elementary, blog.
Where's that?
I said, I got me immediately, my phone rang back.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
not-
like, I expect that service. That was quick service.
Lip service. What quick service?
What had quick service on Friday? And my questions, like immediately, my phone rang back. I was like,
I should have.
He messaged or one of the messages from Michelle about the mic.
I sent him a question Saturday night.
I would lift the mic up there.
Yeah.
I
Can he not hear anybody?
Sunday night, that they would be, check on Monday morning.
Yeah.
I didn't That's what we told him. So you have to eat these on Sunday night.
yeah.
I'm at a loss.
I have my own loss.
Oh, yeah? Hello, how are you doing?
I know.
Barney didn't take that.
Really?
Yeah, those two are talking about young kids about to skip the line, because they had those and we didn't, and so.
I hereby open the regular meeting of the Board of Education of Chickasha Public School District 26I001. The meeting was properly posted in compliance with the Oklahoma Open Meetings Act 25 OS sections 301 to 314 at precisely 6:02.
Go.
6:01.
Yeah, mine's the one.
I'm ready for this.
Good job, Lori.
What makes you so special?
Yeah.
I went in there and said, what's
She was
that?
early.
Early bird gets one. I said, what's that?
Roll call. We need to wait on her. There's the lights on. Okay, perfect.
Alan?
Here.
Cliff?
Here.
Curtis?
Here.
McGill?
Here.
Moore?
Here. Pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, item number 4, public comment, and I believe we do have one request.
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to inform the board, in case you haven't seen, that Dr. James Taylor from Oklahoma City will be at the Bible Baptist Church on 29th, this Thursday, July 15th at 6:30. And he will be, he's an African American history professor and public school teacher, from the city. He will be addressing us on critical race theory. And with the passage of House Bill 1775, I think it will need to be well informed. Those things. Any questions?
Thursday night at what time?
It says 6:30. They're going to have
I have it on my calendar at 6:30.
and 7 o'clock.
Is this Thursday or next Thursday?
Yes, sir.
This
This
Thursday.
Thursday, July 15th.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate your time. Item number 5.
So.
Oh.
Action for status. I did not expect.
Item number 5, discussion and possible action regarding adjunct status for Catherine Kate.
This is, I saw it later on in the agenda, the actual agreement with.
Yeah, so we
Services.
debated, Rochelle and I, whether to put them together or separate them.
The agreement is something that happens for the past 4 years.
Right.
This will be the 4th year for that. So that's why it's on the consent agenda. But the adjunct piece of it has to be part of our accreditation. And so that's why we separated it into a separate line item. She has been adjunct the last 3 years. This will be the 4th year. The only difference between this year and the last 3 years is that she was at the middle school. And this year she's going to be at Lincoln. We hired a full-time art teacher at middle school because that was the need there. And
Good clap out
Lincoln,
loud, Christian.
and Lincoln only has 2 rotation times, so they only needed 2 periods of art, so it just fit to move over to Lincoln.
Just for clarification, that position is art and art only,
That is
correct?
That is correct.
Okay. I thought it was, because she's taught here for a long time, but when you read the application, it has some other things in there, but I was pretty sure it was just an art class.
Yes.
It's the exact same contract. That's previous to,
Yeah,
I had a call out earlier today. And so here's last year's contract. and this year's. So
I thought
it's identical, and the expectation is only for teaching art classes.
Right.
That is-
Some of the wording is different right now.
Yeah.
And I
Wording has changed over the past year.
about this, so as long as it is art and art only. Great.
And I have both contracts, if you want to compare last year's contract with the middle school division. Only word changing is from CMS to Lincoln. And then Debbie's name has been removed, Debbie Davis to Dr.
make a motion to approve the adjunct judge for Catherine King.
I'll second Clift. Motion McGill, second Clift. Any further discussion? Roll call?
Allen,
Yes.
Cliff,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
McGill,
Yes.
Morris.
Yes. Item 6, discussion of possible action regarding amendment to the coordinator salary schedule.
Okay, so you've already approved this salary schedule. All we had to do is at the very bottom, we added that their benefit of registering for professional dues would be reimbursed. Especially ones like Tammy Swinburne, Dr. Norwood, they have to join COSA because they've got to be connected to the other individuals in the groups, the Federal Programs Consortium and the Directors of Special Services. So this is just allowing for the benefit of paying their due.
Motion?
I move that we approve the amendment to their coordinator salary schedule.
Motion by Cliff, second by Allen. Any further discussion? Roll call?
Allen,
Yes.
Cliff,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
McGill,
Yes.
Morris.
Yes. Item 7, discussion of possible action regarding the CHS Clay Target Team.
So we brought this before you, I guess now it's been about 4 months ago. And we said we've been doing research, finding out more about it. That's approved for us to do this. So I'm going to bring it back to you to recommend for your consideration for possible approval. And I sent you an email with just some information, trying to get a Q&A. And you have the handbook here that Mark has put together for the Clay Target Team. And I think it's a very well put together handbook that answers a lot of questions, especially about eligibility, focus of the team, equipment, those type of things. We will be pursuing, should you approve this, a Department of Wildlife grant. That's correct, Mark?
That's automatic. Once you sign, as soon as you approve it, that's automatic qualifications for starting.
So
So you're automatically qualified, you automatically get the money?
It's what they do is just, it's worth $2,000.
Okay.
It's a gun set. It's the target thrower. Sorry.
She's listening.
The 3 cases of the clays, eye protection, and ear protection.
For how many students?
There's, I have a lot of ear protection because when at their conference, they stack the old ear protection.
I just wanna make sure you have plenty.
Yeah,
because I think
eye
it's-
protection will be, they give us, I think it's 10 pairs in there. which application is not very expensive.
Right.
The main thing is, it is a matching rate that you have to agree to give $650 for the ammunition. Not much.
Well, I was all prepared for this, but Siri just said she's not sure about this.
Don't get me serious.
That was just serious.
So, just like your,
She was loud and clear.
now I do want it to be known that there, for us to be able to practice, which will be 1 day a week, this will be after our true season is over, will take us to minute. Because there are no places to tell, right, especially that's the closest we can go to high school.
So is this just open land or how?
It's just a foul forward range. Down there. He's gonna let us use this facility for free.
Yeah, that's nice.
So, and also, I was out there talking with him, we kind of got an unexpected possible sponsor. The half from Jay's Jewelry that has firearms, and I said, come see him, and he's going to see, you know, this one. It needs to be an issue.
So the district will be providing protective wear vests or aprons, whatever they want for out there. We'll also be providing a jersey and sprinkle jersey. Should all this be approved. So right now, we're going to look to 1, maybe 2 teams if it makes it at the high school only. So we're going to start with, and then we're just going to see where things go from there. We also have another proposal for you right after this one, esports, and a similar approach to it as well. But just trying to get some things for our kids to get involved in. You've heard me talk about that. I really want us to be able to engage all students, and we don't really want to set up anything competing with athletics or anything like that. So practice here is going to be 1 day a week after practice is over for athletics. So this will start around 5:30 after everything else is done. Just, I don't want to add to it, and we're causing kids to make tough decisions. That's not the point. The point here is to engage kids and let parents know when their kids come here, they have a plethora of opportunities.
So quick question now, if it's at Nanapop, can we maybe work on finding rides?
We're already have a plan for transportation. We'll be using vehicles from service fleet. We're in the process of getting from John Allen and Charles Allen, John Holt. I'm going to say it right in a second.
Do that all the time.
Yeah, there's a John in there.
There is
So we're going to be using
Yeah.
vehicles from the service fleet. And
You might want
like I
to
said, we'll
do
see where things keep going as we move forward. We might get to a point where we have to use a bus, which would be a great problem to have.
Right.
It does.
I just want to make sure, 'cause
Yeah.
you know.
We don't want that to be a barrier for kids.
Right.
And that's our other
That-
thing. We talked about, you know, if you have a kid that's interested in this, they can't afford it.
Right.
Then
That
we'll
was
have
my
a scholarship in there where we're going to be able to help take care
So
of kids.
will this be a idea for some schools or this program's through the FFA? Is this going to be completely separate?
It's not truly FFA, it's through the Department of Wildlife.
Right, but
They
can buy it.
include it through FFA because there's usually
Target demo.
who can, I mean, what teachers can usually shoot a shotgun and your ag teachers.
So we don't.
But that's why they always run it through the FFA, but it didn't have to be connection. This is wildlife.
My question is, the $35 registration fee, can we have any other
That's only for the,
activity that our high school kids have to pay for?
Yeah, kids are required, there are some fees for cheer, pond, all these other things.
That's why.
So
I'm
if this
asking.
is something that, once again, the kid cannot pay,
We'll have it.
we'll take care of it. That
That
is
is
not the barrier.
Fundraising.
Yeah.
Have you looked into any grants through the NRA, safety throwers and lady targets?
I kind of avoided that.
I wrote some for Burton and they readily did.
Yeah, I don't.
I suggested, they weren't political at all. So,
So anyway, we have a flyer, we're shooting guys.
hey,
Give us free stuff.
they will look at the kids.
Yeah, I know, that, and I'm all for
Just go
that.
to the source.
Okay.
Thanks, Mark and Rick and Jerry Don and everyone's support. I think it's a great opportunity for the kids as well. I thought this was really thorough, especially all the safety stuff. The only part that I had notes on and stuff for change was the page 3. The weapons in school, we probably already have a policy. We should probably just refer to it so that if we update something, we don't have wording in 2 places. See that, so I'm saying, so if there And then the second statement is a statement in a view that I don't know is in a policy, and this board does, I don't want to be responsible for saying a statement about society in general and our views. So
Like
I
say
don't-
page 3?
Yeah,
Yeah. Same
weapons in
paragraph.
school, second sentence, that top paragraph, like that second sentence, I'm just like, I don't need that in there. We're good.
Strike that.
And then the first sentence is basically in the second paragraph, which is just one sentence. Looks like a restatement of our policy, and I thought it'd just be cleaner just to refer to whatever our district policy is, policy blah, blah, blah. And then I thought it was, yeah, I like the detail, all the regulations, the different weapons classifications, the different types of, like spelling everything out and how you're gonna handle. We didn't use the word violation, but yeah, basically safety violation. Stuff like that.
That's one very serious.
Setting expectations, but setting expectations important, that's all in there. Okay. Anybody else on any other page?
No, I agree with that.
All right, we will take care of that.
I move that we accept the play target team action with the change on page 3.
Oh, the other thing I had to note was Wednesday evenings. I read somewhere, I think it was an email, might be Wednesday evenings. The district typically steers away from that on having regularly planned activities, because the church night.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you can't do it. Just most of our activities try to, sometimes you have to have them, but they usually try to, that not be the regular schedule, but that's just a side comment.
Yeah, I think it's
So you're aware.
other meetings to choose from.
I'm going to probably try for Monday because of the USA Play Target League, which is the second league party, that's with that $35 fee. They're a virtual, so if we, for some reason, have to go back to virtual, or they would have to be. And they turn in their scores, virtual scores on Saturday. So the earlier in the week you get it, is better. So if you're trying to collect Monday or Tuesday. If you have a rain out, you have reschedule, or so you have time, you don't do it on Friday, because it's football day and all that.
We have a motion from Cliff,
Yeah, it's a,
a second from McGill. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Howard,
Yes.
Cliff?
Yes.
Jordan,
Yes.
McGee,
yes.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Item number 8, discussion of possible action regarding esports team.
So what I bring to you tonight is just a proposal for esports, to add an esports team to the high school. This would be, once again, 1 to 2 teams. This next year, we are actually joining a league, the Western Oklahoma Esports League. So in the information I sent.
Is there you want to put in?
No, it's a whole bunch of text messages. I can't believe
Are you
it. Sure, no, we're
No,
reading, stop texting. This is actually,
Wait,
previous district.
where's Dave?
He's in breaks.
Dan
Dan is in somewhere. But anyway, we would begin competition this fall. We would have a room at the high school that, not a large room, but basically what we do is we go in and we purchase gaming systems. And you have the list of games in there. They're not going to be doing Grand Theft Auto. They're not, nothing like that. But we are doing games that school districts have agreed upon for these kids. And I'll tell you, this is a very common, very popular, growing thing that's happening. We started 3 of these in my last district. And folks, I'll tell you, I know they're a little bit larger schools, but by the end of 2 years of this, we had almost 500 kids. It was just growing. Over 100 kids each side wanting to play. We couldn't accommodate all of them. Just can't have it. This would all happen after school hours. Competitions are done only on the weekends for this. A lot of it has been done virtually because of the pandemic that we've had for the last year. They wanted us to join last year, and I just didn't feel like it was the time for us to do it. Our initial commitment is going to be right around $5,000 to $7,000. once again, we'll provide, we'll help them get started, get set up for everything. Then after that, there will be sponsors. We do have 2 sponsors at the high school. And Michelle is scheduling a meeting with me, and then the contact today, we'll talk about these sports. So,
And the OSSAA is going to govern, they're in the process of.
I was getting ready, like writing policies for it.
so esports originally started in Oklahoma at Tulsa Union. Putnam City was the 2nd district to pick it up in the state. And it is just technical. Dana Turpin will be the primary sponsor at the high school for this. And so, she'll be the lead sponsor. Very excited. She just wanted, and this might get some kids that are interested in robotics, that are play basketball, that do whatever. It's not meant to be a competition with any of that. Practices will be after. We're just another option.
So they'll similarly follow this with, then they've got to do a handbook and all that, if that's something.
They'll be putting together their own handbooks that will probably all run through athletics and how they do that. Everything, they have to do eligibility standards, some are involved with OSSAA. But right now, we're meeting all the criteria of the Western Oklahoma Sports. I saw you that in that email that I sent out to you. Once OSSAA officially starts governing it, that will change some of the Western esports policies. But right now, we're following.
So
Yeah.
the kind of questions that I've had, are things like, there is a certain list of games they play, and
Yes.
it's
That
all
was
very
included in-
monitored.
Yes, it's in your email. It's only those games that were listed. It cannot branch off beyond that. They're not violent, profanity.
Right. I just want to make sure you're just watching.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
There's
none of
there's
that.
a,
There's
it's
a
just
specific list.
free-for-all, but it's very specific.
Folks, there are scholarships for kids to go to college on a full ride to be on an esports team. There's an esports management program now at SWASU, Weatherford, at Bellevue, and Norman. Oh, it's,
There's a pro sport.
yes, I mean, this is big. And here's the great part, and I'll say this for parents watching and everything like that. There's a lot of kids that will not come to school, but if they can be part of this, they have to.
How does this, is it normally like a time fit season, or does it go pretty much the whole school year since they don't have to worry about fields and
They start competitions,
transportation?
yeah, they start competitions in the fall, and I'm interested to see, they have not announced yet if they're going to do in-person competitions.
I was gonna ask that too, are there any regional state gatherings?
There have been in the past,
Okay.
and because Tulsa Union kept hosting for the state championships. But everything went virtual this past year, and I know that's easier to do. So I'm interested to see what happens. But I'm hoping there'll be some in-person competitions. This is gonna come out of the general fund for starting. This is me, but our general fund behind my mouth. Say, let's do this. There are no grants out there for me to apply for to get this. I will tell you that in the past, I've been able, which is odd, JROTC will help sponsor this. We have a JROTC program.
That was my next thing, like. So like.
They are big, the military is a big advocate of these sports.
I see this growing, so we're now just using this small room. How, or we're thinking, are we going to need to accommodate this program to be able to bring in more and more people?
So as we talk in our strategic planning, one of the things that I will be approaching this group and committee about is either renovating, repurposing, or building extended houses.
Would that be cross multi-purpose with? I see him like cheerleading up there.
So there's a lot we can do. We'd also like to see this possibly in the middle school eventually. But we're going to make,
Great for all of
we're going to focus on the high school first, get it successful there, and then we'll decide what programs we'll replicate. Replicate play shooting down at the middle school, with sports stuff at the middle school. We just want to make a successful model first. And then decide. But as we do our strategic plan.
Nothing in the middle school yet.
Nothing yet. We're gonna start this year, and then we'll expand. One of the things you will hear me talking a lot about in the next year is the student life and experience at our high school. I want to improve the quality of that. So that's part of why you're seeing this.
There's robotics up here. Want to be on board.
Uh,
Sort
Approach.
From us, do you wanna, last time we like did a motion to like, I don't know if we made a motion, we just all talked about play shooting. No, I mean, last time we talked like 3 months ago, like, hey, we're in support, and they said, we're gonna come back with all the specifics for you to approve. What do you need tonight? You need a
Tonight I need
motion to
approval,
approve the
so
team?
I need you to approve the team,
Okay.
because we need to move forward with purchasing and, all that fun stuff.
Right, then I make a motion to approve the formation and e-sport team.
We need to agree or we have the rest of that.
We'll bring
We
everything,
have to get it back.
we'll bring everything back to you before we start.
Second, Cliff. We have a motion from McGill, a second by Cliff. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Alan?
Yes.
Cliff?
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Item 9, discussion of possible action regarding district-wide HVAC proposal.
All right, so what you have in front of you, because Dan, the operation man, is not here.
It's a big list.
You have a very large list. So what you have, we set up open bids for HVAC. The proposal that we received back, this one, the only one we received was from the air conditioner here in Chickasha. 235 units is in their proposal. Our proposal range for anything that was aged 10 years and older. We originally had targeted 15, we decided to expand to 10. So basically, should this be approved, once this work is done, the scope of work is going to take around half a year, 6 months to do this. It is going to take a little bit to do to get the material in, because of all the backlogs and everything that we're experiencing with supply chain. So work would commence probably starting around September, October. And from there, our goal is to have this done spring of 22. This is all coming out of ESSER 3 funds. This is our $6.3 million ESSER 3 allotment. To the entire 2.585 million will come from those, that 6.3.
And the second largest number on the sheet is miscellaneous buildings.
So miscellaneous buildings is where you, because that would include this one.
Right.
For example, it will include, had to take that. So like the wrestling, it will include the wrestling. It will include maintenance. Like, for example, we're maintenance, Dan does not have his office closed monitor 24/7, and that's now for 2-3 years over there. So maintenance is included. Transportation, everything that's, all the schools are listed, and then everything else is miscellaneous.
The outbuildings at the schools, are those miscellaneous or school?
So that's your wrestling, is an outbuilding, your football,
Like the 9th grade center?
that's all part of, that is all part of this. Anywhere where we have an actual class, instruction is included in the high school. So it's 235 units. This will lead us, once this project is done, every unit we will have will be 10 years of age and new.
This is almost as awesome as being able to do the rest of the
Sure, yeah.
having the funds, the extra funds to be able to do this, because this is a huge cost every year and a huge liability with the age that we're at.
So let me explain a couple of things to you about the bid, and then you'll notice there's a PSO rebate of approximately $160,000. This is based on the type of units that we are looking at doing. We're also going with programmable thermostats. Every unit will have its own ionizer on it for COVID, filtration, cleaning to COVID. But we were very specific, and it might have been limited on the bid that we put out there for a 35 square mile radius. So just let me speak to that, and that is me. One of the issues that we've had in our facilities since my time researching here and coming here, folks, is one, the craftsmanship that we've had when the project was originally done, and then two, has been service and maintenance after we had the project complete. far too many times we have dealt with companies, and I'm not knocking any company, it's not in Chickasha, please don't take me wrong. Far too often, we do that. We've had to, like, we'll need a service call, we have to wait till they come out our way. There's enough reason for them to be good enough for them to come out to Chickasha to service them, which gives us a longer lapse time in service. It is not the type of service that I know our students in the district deserves. So I was very specific on this, and 35 miles might have been too restrictive. I was not trying to limit it to any company. Two companies could have come together and been together if they wanted to. I'm just being very specific. I want good customer service. If we're gonna do a $2.5 million piece of work with you, and it's gonna be this large, something goes out in a building, let's say the wrestling building at the high school, I want somebody to go there and take care of the wrestling building at the high school in a timely manner, not when they can get out to change. So that's me. I just want to explain that. I want to be very upfront. I want to be very vocal about it. This school district deserves the absolute best, and we are fixing a lot of things in this district, and we're going to do it right. So great companies are out there in Oklahoma City a lot. It's just, my question is, can they give us exactly what we need? And I bet they could. This is how we know this.
So they're the ones that responded.
So, anyway,
I guess my only question is, it's like you said, it is a lot of money. Like, I'm looking specifically just because I can actually believe my hand in the Wallace. There are 3 of them at 99,000. That makes them 33,000 in air conditioner.
so over at Bill Wallace, now that you get to talk about that,
It's always just, they'll probably be our estimates.
so we have some issues at Bill Wallace. This goes back to the construction things.
Yeah, got it.
And so our biggest problem that we have at Bill Wallace is the geothermal unit has never worked, and basically we're being chickens.
Right.
And it's going to take a little bit to fix that problem. We have to go in there, we're going to have to cap it off because there's water lines running the geothermal units over there. And folks, from my understanding, even the company that did the work sent out expert engineer designers that did the geothermal stuff to figure out what the problem was out there. So in order for us to be able to fix that specific problem, which was mentioned, that is what we're saying.
Look at all
So the other units are inside the
like
10-year
9
mark.
to 10,000, yeah.
Like at the activity center, you have 20 and 29, $315,000. Well, that's not the same amount. There's a lot of labor that's going to go into Bill Wallace to fix yet another problem.
What's the anticipation, then they're all of a sudden get out and go fix it when the own experts have not been able?
We're going to completely disable that system. We're not going to use it. We're going to put it in the system.
We will not be able to get any feedback for the non-working system at all.
Not to my knowledge. Now it's 11 years old.
Yeah, but I mean,
That was all done prior to me, and I mean, that they said we had experts out here. I don't know if there's any financial resolution. I just know that in that particular part of the building, we have issues. We are running expensive alternatives right now of electric bills that you would not believe. We need to pull that part of the ground. And it's not. The original unit system, I should say, does not work out in that end. So you've got your gym loop, library, there's classrooms down there, none of that's going to work out. It's a problem. Everything else seems to work great, except for that. And it's hard with that being the gym. It's a large area. They go there to eat and cool. We are burning through the value of energy.
how does it work with the other buildings that aren't being sufficient as the policies?
We're not gonna put, I don't think you're not putting in big geothermal.
We're not doing
units
any
over there.
geothermal.
I mean, any of them, you still have basically buildings that are just.
Well, that part of that goes back to old buildings. What we're going to do next bond.
That's right there. Having these next steps.
That's the next step.
Continue paying this bill.
The next step is, and that's going to be our strategic planning part, facilities. What are we going to do with all the roofs? What are we going to do with all the facilities? What are we
chances are 10 years from now, we won't have $2.5 million in ESSER funds to replace all of these at the same time.
I just don't see that absorb it.
So we're only putting that in the long range
But
plan.
here's the great part, lights are fixed, and we're anticipating $75,000 in savings, just alone on electric bills for lighting.
Yes.
This is going to help with heat and air with much more efficiency units. We could have gone, I will tell you, we could have gone with, in our bid, when we built the bid, we could have gone with a lower energy efficient unit. But the energy savings going out 5 to 10 years, I told Dan, let's have a bid out the higher units. Let's see what happens.
Some of it always probably that's good, I mean, it's just dealing with lots of people. But in this situation, it
It's
doesn't.
not uncommon, the geothermal craze that was going for a while, and incentives and everything was there for them not to always work properly, and people do scrap them after a certain number of years.
It didn't really catch on with the mainstream, then we can fix it now. I know.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of this.
Okay.
Do I have a motion?
So moved. But we need to.
Say
say-
word.
Well, I gotta go back.
Yeah,
It's a respond, that's my
I
problem.
move to approve,
There you go.
make a motion to approve district-wide HVAC proposal as listed in item 9.
Second, Cliff.
Motion McGill, second Cliff. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Howard,
Yes.
Cliff,
Yes.
Service,
Yes.
McGill,
Yes.
Lawrence.
Yes. Item number 10, consent agenda.
It's all really good. All four.
All for.
That's one.
Hey, we had a lot of meetings last time. Just look at it.
Times all look right, people were there. It's good, good job.
Bloodborne pathogen plan. I've.
Did we just change the year? That was my question.
Every single, no, I didn't.
Yes.
I looked to see if there was anything
Changes were made.
highlighted, so there was nothing highlighted, and then there were no changes.
I just wrote the question, did we just update the year like we did last year?
That's front page.
It's just the front page,
Okay.
it's my understanding, it's the only thing's the front page.
Okay,
10K is a Green County Sheriff's Officer renewal. SRO officer.
It's all that.
So in what capacity are we using Enbridge? Oh, that's not, I'm thinking. What
It's
curriculum
middle,
do they use?
At Mintum is 6th through 12th grade, we used it 7th through 12th grade last year.
And so this will be like for the virtual kids?
Yes. Which I will tell
You
you,
like that?
And credit recovery.
and credit recovery. I will tell you with that Mintum, yes, we liked it better than Edgenuity. We definitely liked it better than Accelis, the elementary side of it.
Okay.
By far. In fact, I'll do well. But I will tell you this part, right now, as of today, Monday, July 12th, we have 5 students requesting to be enrolled.
next week's brand, they admitted 2 grand this year, I see.
That is
Well-
because you're just not going to see us renew a Accelis.
The library, it's the library act.
But you will not see anything.
For Celis.
I called Jennifer about the. Did you mention that yet?
I mentioned it to Rick, and we have not even invoiced them.
So I remember
For last
last year when we were talking about it. Finally decided, well, Laura told us that we were not doing it the correct way, so we have to have them paid. So it was agreed that they would split those utilities, and yet nothing's been paid yet. So
That's what I heard today.
why would
It's not filled out.
why would it's not signed, neither one of them are, and why would we continue sending?
Are we the ones, is this one you said we're starting the contract?
Yes.
I mean, they want to rent from us, they want the facility, but yet they've agreed to pay, and yet we've not received $1.
But part of that's our fault, because we didn't invoice.
So maybe could we pull this and invoice them and get paid and like adhere to what we talked about last year? And then go forward and kind of review how this.
Yes.
I just feel that that'd be smart on our part to get the money from what was agreed upon.
Now, the thing with O is, O doesn't have a dollar value because they provide scholarships, and so there's a benefit to the school there, so we didn't have a dollar.
It might be, but then that should be denoted on this, or at least show some wash of what they do, and what we do get back, and not fair to
Statement
the
or
arts
something.
council.
Yeah.
Because then we're requiring one to do something that's not.
We'll pull O and P. O and P. Not pulling.
Lots of 10R, lots of transfers.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Which we've had a lot of transfer requests.
A lot of transfers.
Is there any question?
There's some duplicate names used, but different transfer ID numbers. So it wasn't like it just got copied twice. I don't know what that was. I figured you guys have already seen that. Yeah, there's 3 different students that were listed. But there's 4 pages. I didn't count them all, started to count them all. and then I
All on this, all
Well,
on
some
this
of them already go here, right?
So yeah, some are just our
Yeah.
normal ones
isn't
that,
like
right,
new.
right, but still,
It's so new, they want to stay.
still a big
here,
list.
Considering
We've had.
it's a bit bigger.
we've had a lot.
It's good, it's coming back there, and that's what we want. It's growing again.
Yep.
Yeah. There was once upon a time, we actually started turning transfers down because of the best of the seams. So it's great to see that they're coming, it's turning around, that they're coming in and not out.
Yep.
That's awesome. And we wanted, it would be great if we got back to the point where we're so full, we could.
Well, we get to talk about class sizes, limits, transfers, and all that coming up in December.
Yeah, the planning,
Well, our things take a lot from.
yeah, no, it's true. Yeah. But anybody wants to even know.
Actually, it's not, it looked like, it's like together, it's back in.
And I'm assuming, as I always question, someone read all the sections and we're happy with how they all turned out. Jerry, you read every one of them from start to finish. You're
Yeah,
really,
they're, basically, you look for some red flags when you go through there. Checks made out to coaches, for large amounts, you know. And reimbursement's okay, we just need receipts, that kind of thing. So, yeah, we look through their bank statements, look for red flags.
We have one, the band, that I returned just to get some receipts on payments that were made for reimbursements and stuff, so that'll come next month.
I appreciate the
I do.
forms with all the check marks and the signatures and knowing that they've been looked at. Thank you.
Because you kind of struggle with as a board that we have to approve these, but yet, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to go through years worth of finance statements and receipts match up and all that, so it's extremely helpful that you do a checklist and say all of these things have been checked so that we're approving something that we know's been looked at.
Right.
So, thank
We
you.
like it much better too.
Do you?
We don't like back and forth.
Yeah. So, okay, I appreciate that. It was a huge consent agenda this month,
Makes it easy.
a huge one. I move we approve the consent agenda. With pulling at
Oh,
P. Consent agenda minus O and P. You have a second?
Second.
We have motion from Cliff, a second from McGill, pulling O and P. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Howard? Yes. Good.
Yes.
Jordan? Yes. Bill?
Yes.
Yes. Item number 11, discussion of possible action regarding proposed executive session to discuss employee hiring, designation of individual salary public officers or employees listed on Exhibit A, executive session authority, Oklahoma statute title 25-307B1. We need to go to executive session. Yes.
Is that a motion?
I like to make a motion to be adjourned for executive session.
Second, Curtis. Motion, Alan, second, Curtis. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Alan?
Yes.
Swift?
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
Gill?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for coming, sir.
Yep, appreciate it, thank you. You could have left earlier, we wouldn't have been offended, so it's fine. We know it's not all
It's
exciting.
not the most fun thing to do.
I'll be back the next one too.
Okay. clearing cache or downloads and all that.
So good stuff.
I'm not sure what. must have Oh, God. The board entered into executive session at 6:44 PM to discuss hiring, resignations, and retirements of individual salaried public officers or employees listed on Exhibit A as authorized by 25 Oklahoma State Section 307B1. Those present in executive session were Zach McGill, Robert Morse, Kara Curtis, Christy Cliff, Lori Allen, and Superintendent Rick Crossland. No action was taken by the Board of Education, and the board returned to open session at 7:25. Item number 13, discussion of possible action regarding the hiring of individuals listed on Exhibit A.
I move we hire the individuals on Exhibit A.
Second.
A motion by Cliff and a second by Gertis. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
Curtis, yes.
Yes.
Morris.
Yes. Item 14, discussion and possible action regarding the transfer, reassignment, workday adjustment for the individuals listed on Exhibit A.
Approve. A, 14, all the steps you said, transfer, reassignments, work adjustments, and so on.
Got it. Second?
Second, Curtis.
Motion by McGill, second from Curtis. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Allen.
Yes.
Yes. Curtis. Yes. McGill.
Yes.
Morris.
Yes. Item number 15, discussion of possible action regarding the resignations of individuals listed on Exhibit A.
I move that we accept the resignation of individuals on this Exhibit A.
Second.
Motion Cliff, second McGill. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Allen.
Yes.
Yes. Curtis. Yes. McGill.
Yes.
Morris.
Yes. Item number, oh, come on now, 17, new business.
Yes.
No new business at this time.
Retirements.
We have any
Oh,
retirements?
did I miss
You
one?
missed one.
I'm sorry.
The scrolling got.
16, discussion of possible action regarding the retirement of individuals listed on Exhibit A.
Move that we approve the retirements listed on Exhibit A.
Second, Cliff.
Motion McGill, second Cliff. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
Curtis. Yes. McGill.
Yes.
Morris.
Yes. Item 17, new business, and there is none. Item 18, superintendent's report.
So we are still currently working on filling a few remaining positions. We have 4 certified and 3 support positions on the fill for this next upcoming school year. If you're interested, please visit our website, careers tab, look for the word here next to the CPS vacancies for listed positions. We are currently working on multiple projects as we prepare for the start of the school year. Not all these projects will be done by the time school starts, but we will have a new district website up and running by the time school starts. And we will have roofing projects. Bill Wallace or the Childhood Center will be iffy if we're ready and done completely by the time school starts. Rain has not helped with this project at all. We have, if you haven't noticed at the activity center, the purple trim is going in on the building, so we're gonna take a gander at that next time you're over there. Rand is up next for the purple trim and guttering as well to finish that project off. We are currently working on branding also at the district. So I'm just going to make it official tonight. We have our official Pantone colors.
What are they?
So
Right,
purple.
numbers.
is 268C.
Is that the question?
That is purple. And gold is 4515C. Those are the official Pantone colors.
Tell me purple again.
Purple is 268C. And gold is 4515C.
And are we not doing, did you designate a grade you want?
We have not designated a grade yet, but it will be, because we've got to be able to match it up with the bond projects, just to let everyone know, will be going out for bid soon. We've been doing a lot of research and studies with our architects and engineers. And so we're about ready to send it out. Those bond projects will be ongoing throughout the next school year. Also, we are about ready to wrap up the design wraps for the new buses, for the active people movers, and the activity bus. It's going to look really good. You'll notice them, they'll be purple. So just be ready for a lot of purple. We are also working on, in our branding, 268C is purple,
I'm emailing
4515C, and as close as we,
I'm emailing it to you.
Is that the purple color on the wrap?
that is what we're trying to get it to be.
Make sure. Jerry, Dawn, is everyone gonna know that color when they get their stuff?
Yeah, so basically they're like a stock color, so that way when you're ordering stuff.
It's the standardized way.
Right.
I know that, that's what I'm saying, do they know that though?
But
They'll
they
send
will,
that to
yeah.
you today,
Yeah.
I want them not to veer off from what is
Right.
approved.
Yes.
So the other thing is we are working on, as part of our branding, a new Fight Chick mascot. And so we've had some renderings sent to us. We have 2 right now that we think are kind of viable. But we're still working in that direction, and so we will soon.
There's some students that y'all open up and take
This,
on work.
no, this is with a professional company. But here's where the students and everyone's going to get involved in. We will be doing a survey of kids and of the community on which mascot you like the best.
Can we name the chicken too?
So we could name the chicken. I will tell you that the Spirit Chicks award that we have is called Cluck Norris. I have to say that a little carefully. And so we have Cluck Norris that's currently at Grant. So anyway, this will be coming up. Be watching for the Fight Chick mascot survey.
Survey.
Just a few updates, and you'll see the pictures of them, and you'll be able to vote for your favorite, and blah, 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 blah. All right, a couple of dates just as we start coming up, because folks' school is coming up very quickly. Monday, July 26th, all sites will reopen. August the 2nd and 3rd will be new staff orientation. August the 6th, we'll have elementary staff members from each site that will be participating in the letters training with Chickasha, which is very exciting, especially for our reading curriculum here in the district. Monday, August 9th, all teachers report back. Convocation will be at 10:30 a.m. that morning in the auditorium at the Activity Center. And then only 4 short weeks from this Thursday, first day of school. I mean, it's going to take 4 weeks from Thursday, August 12th.
That's the one I think.
Yep.
What was that, site section 26, and then you said there was a training, it was August 1. No, tell me.
It's the August 2nd and 3rd is new staff orientation. And right now, we are at 37 certified new staff members, either in a new position or new to the district. With that, I submit my report.
Okay, and we move up to item number 19, motion to adjourn. So moved. Second. I move to adjourn. Cliff, second, Alan. All those who would like to vote now.
Howard?
Yes.
Cliff? Yes. Curtis?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Moore?